Hello everybody, my name is Chloe and today I am here with a brand new video. Today I'm here with my February wrap up. It's a significantly less amount than it was in January, but I still think I got some good reading done and I have a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get started. So first things first is I was supposed to, keyword supposed to, participate in Buzzwordathon in February, and I didn't get to my two picks that I wanted to get to. One of them is an audiobook, so I will be reading that as soon as I'm done with my current audiobook, but it's not going to be February anymore when that's happening. So I read a total of 6 books, and I'm currently reading 2 books that I'll talk about a little later. So the first one I read is Straight On Till Morning by Liz Braswell. I think this one was fine. I gave it 3.5 stars. Peter Pan is not my favorite Disney story, which is why I was not really anticipating this one. But because I am the way I am and I want to read all of them in the publication order, this was the next one I had to pick up. Listen to the audiobook. Overall, it was fine. I do think it was really longer than it should have been, but what are you gonna do? The next book I read, when I say I truly meant to read this last year, I really did. And that is The Flip Side by James Bailey. This is an arc. It came out in November, and I just didn't get to it in time. But I did finally read it, and I thought it was a different take on a rom-com. In fact, I wouldn't even really call it a rom-com. It is humorous, and there is romance elements, and it really reminds me of How I Met Your Mother. This follows Josh, who after a quarter-life crisis decides that he is going to use a coin to flip it and make all of his decisions. Next, I read a library book that I've been waiting forever to come in, and that is The Henna Wars by Adiba Jagardar. So some things that I didn't know about this book is, one, it's set in Ireland. This follows a character who is competing in a business competition. This was a different take than I thought it was going into it, because I thought originally that it was like 2 families who have henna businesses, but it took a different turn and I really enjoyed it, and I really want to check out other things that this author does. I know her next book, Hani and Ishnu's Guide to Fake Dating, is coming out this year, and I definitely want to check that out. Even though I didn't read these 2 back to back, I'm going to talk about them together really quick. I read Eclipse, and then later on I read The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. These were for my critically rereading vlog that just got posted, like the video before this one. So that's finally out. The majority of it is discussing Eclipse, but then I also discussed The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner at the end. So I'm not going to talk about them here. Instead, I'm going to direct you to the video linked in the description below where I critically reread these books. So I also participated in Shrekathon this month. It doesn't end until the last day of the month, the 28th, so it's actually still going on right now. But the next few books I completed for that readathon. Probably my favorite book of February that I read is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. This is an enemies to lovers set at a Renaissance festival. I have seen so many people reading this book. I know the second one came out last year and the third one's coming out this year, so I finally hopped on this train, and oh my god, it is amazing. This book makes me want to go back and read some of my other favorite enemies to lovers books. It wants me to just read, it wants me to take a chunk of time and just read only enemies to lovers books. If you like small town settings, this is definitely it. If you like romance, this is it. If you like enemies to lovers, this is it. It is so good, and I already have the second one, so I'm going to be reading that ASAP. The final book that I completed for February and during this readathon is Regretting You by Colleen Hoover, and it follows mostly a mother and a daughter relationship, and a tragic accident occurs because something tragic has to happen in Colleen Hoover books. It's definitely not my favorite by Colleen Hoover. It didn't break me like other books by her have done, but I did think it was really good. It follows a dual perspective, and it really focuses on their relationship, and there are a lot of points where I think the daughter is a real idiot, but that's besides the point. I gave this one 4 stars. And really quick, I'm going to talk about the books that I'm currently reading because Shrekathon is happening right now, so I am still finishing books for it. I have a couple of days left. So the first one is my audiobook, which is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I don't think I'm going to get this done in time. It is huge. I still have like 10 hours left in it. And even then, 10 hours, like I've barely made a dent. And then the second book I'm reading and definitely going to finish by the end of this readathon and the end of the month is Kate in Waiting by Becky Albertalli. This is on sale April 20th and I am loving this one. Maybe not to the level of Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, but I'm still really enjoying this. It's really fast paced and I'm enjoying it. So those are all of the books that I read in the month of February. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you like what you see here, please go ahead and click subscribe. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, so click subscribe so you can be updated for when I post those. Also consider checking out the link to my Patreon in the description below. I really want to get one Patreon supporter this year. That's all I have for you all today, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!
In the darkness, I don't feel so cold.